Controversial video game opinions incoming. First, Final Fantasy Edition. These were great.
Both of these games are critically acclaimed, and from all I've heard and have seen, are accepted throughout the community. I don't think that's controversial at all.
But this game is still better.
Again, I don't think it's very controversial to say that the OG7 is better than Remake and Rebirth. I also agree that this is better than both of them. However, when people talk about which one is better, I think people aren't taking into account really the story of Remake and Rebirth, because those games are sequels to this. It's not meant to be a one for one remake like other remakes nowadays. But with that said, I do agree that this is better in the series of the Final Fantasy VII franchise.
This was the last great Final Fantasy game.
This is where I start to really disagree with you. I mean, Final Fantasy X is fine in my opinion, but when people talk about this game, I usually get the feeling that nostalgia is talking, which I am a victim of when it comes to like other games, but not Final Fantasy in particular. If you ask me, I mean, the most recent entry is fantastic, but I mean, the last great entry, in my opinion, would be 15. I mean, this game has some flaws, and we'll touch on that soon. But I mean, before that, 14 is fantastic. This is the greatest MMO I've ever played. But I mean, if you don't want to count that and it's not like a real Final Fantasy, I mean, the last great one would then be 9. 9 is far more superior than 10, in my opinion.
They should not have stopped doing turn-based battles.
To touch on this topic for just a second, me personally, I don't care if Final Fantasy is turn-based or not. I really just care if the game as a whole is good. But I mean, would I want Final Fantasy 17 to be turn-based? I would, but do I need it? No. I mean, I do hear fans like cry that Final Fantasy isn't turn-based anymore and that it should be this way because that's what it is. I don't think so. The most recent entries like 16, or I know people do have gripes with the 7 remake because they're not turn-based, and I just think that you are really missing out on like some great stories. And if you just can't get over that, I just think the game's not for you, and that is okay.
Like, this is just a straight-up MMO combat, and the combat is boring as fuck.
Okay, this I could kind of understand. Do I like the MMO battle mechanic? I do. It's pretty cool. But the Gambit system, which overall I think is really cool, I can see later in the game where you do become very dependent on it to where the game almost plays itself. And then maybe here or there, you kind of have a hand into what to do next, depending on the situation. But I mean, if you think that, I could understand.